Hello, and welcome to the Wirecast, the video podcast of Wiregrass, Georgia Technical College. Welcome back to the Wirecast. And today I'm excited to introduce our newest guest, Pastor Rueben Speight. Pastor Speight, how you doing today?
I'm great, Michael. So glad to be here. Just excited to just be able to sit down with you and have a conversation.
Well, that's great. I've enjoyed meeting you over the last 6 months or so. When did you join our board of directors?
I want to say somewhere around August, July, August. I think I actually came on the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got other connections to Wiregrass. You yourself were an alumni, and your son just graduated, and you joined us on stage to watch your son's own graduation. How was that?
Absolutely amazing. That's one of those things that it's only once in a lifetime you get that type of opportunity. And so I was definitely grateful for Wiregrass to be able to share that moment with my son. But as you said, right out of high school, I went to way back in the days. It was Ben Hill Irwin Tech. And I went to Ben Hill Irwin Tech and for practical nursing, and actually came back again, I think around 99 or 2000 for, I think it was the computer information systems at the time. So I've actually doubled back, and to see my son graduate from here, it's absolutely amazing. So Wiregrass is doing great things.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, you had that's two awesome degrees to get from the same place.
Yeah, I was still trying to figure out what I want to be and who I want to be in life. So it was really good.
Well, tell us a little about your son, Jamin, and his program and what his experience at Wiregrass has been like.
So Jamin, he started here a while back and just graduated in December. But I think it was industrial systems, is what he actually graduated with, and went right to work, and he's enjoying it. And actually, he came back and enrolled again for the mechatronics program. So it's really sparked something in him concerning engineering. So he's super excited about it, and it's just good to see him locked in and making this type of progress. So Wiregrass is really setting him on course for what he wants to do in life.
That's great. That's great. And he got a job at Manna Nutrition in Fitzgerald, right?
Correct. He's at Manna. He's loving it. He loves the corporation, and he's building with the corporation. So it's been a great, I think, a month and a half he's been there. So he's enjoying every step of the way.
Well, it seems like a fantastic place to work. I've followed their progress over the years. They've expanded 3 or 4 times. And for those of our viewers who don't know, Manna manufactures, I think it's called RUTF. It's what's
some
that?
type of, from what I understand, from what I heard him say, some level of protein, and maybe like a peanut butter or something that they're able to send to other underprivileged places, and able to help people who are in need there. So great organization, great company, and actually be able to help people. And I think that's what he loves the most about it.
Absolutely. Everybody there does, because they feel that they're doing God's work. And I'm told 98% of, if a starving child gets that, begins to be fed that RUTF stuff, there's a 98% survival rate.
Wow.
Wow. If you catch them at the right time.
Very good. Very good.
And the place smells like peanuts and sugar. There's worse places to work than that.
Yeah, exactly. But he loves it. He talks about it all the time.
That's great. Well, tell us about you had a career in nursing then, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I started out just trying to really find myself. I've always had a heart for people. Early on, I've always tried to align myself with things that always poured into other people, encouraged other people, helped other people. And so I went in the medical field. Early on, I wanted to do something, really kind of be a doctor. I wanted to be a rheumatologist. Okay. And somebody said, you want to start out maybe in nursing and kind of get your feet wet, see if you want to be in the medical field. And so I came out of high school, went right into the practical nursing program, jumped in, and absolutely loved it. And it just really set the course for me concerning education. And with that door opening, it just really sparked something in me that I realized, with putting in hard work, getting with the right people, and having the right push behind you, you can do anything. And so definitely Wiregrass was the start in the medical field. And since then, I've I've done something, in, of course, in ministry. I just finished Virginia Union University for my Master in Divinity program. But Wiregrass was that start. It really gave me that push, and so I feel like I owe it to Wiregrass just to just help support and push it for the great things that they're doing.
That's great. And you obviously become a massive advocate for education in general. You serve on our board of directors. How many boards? You have served on so many boards. I know you've been with Coffee Regional Medical Center,
Correct.
the Chamber of Commerce in
Chamber
Douglas,
of Commerce, yes.
and the school system too.
Did
Right?
some things with the school system when they were helping establish a charter program. I helped out with that. And my wife is in education. My mother was an educator. She's a retired educator. My wife is at for the Board of Education for Coffee County. She's accountability and assessment. She's over accountability and assessment. So education has always been a part of our life. My dad, interesting enough, my mom is a college graduate, but my dad had an 8th grade education, and he dropped out because he felt he had to work. But he has always been a pusher of us and my siblings for education, and so it was only natural for us to go into it and see, what we can do, and also see what education can do for others. I believe education gives us options. And so that's why I see what Wiregrass is doing, and it's giving people so many options that they can take in life. And I'm a prime candidate to say, hey, I'm one of those who didn't exactly know what they wanted to do, but Wiregrass really gave me options. So it's a great place to get locked into.
That's great.
Mhm.
I remember, I started in Coffee County with Wiregrass teaching English, and so I taught everybody.
Hmm.
And so I would 120 students a semester came through my class, and then when I would go to Coffee Regional years later, everybody there was a former student.
That's right.
I mean, all of the nurses, but then even the maintenance guy in the elevator, would recognize me and made me feel like a celebrity.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
You
think
are, Mike. You are a celebrity. Yeah.
Well, I feel that's the first time I ever felt that way, and it really was. It was Coffee Regional is a great hospital anyway,
Mhm.
but to get that kind of service I would get when I came in there. Now, one time I had surgery on my throat, and I woke up and there were 2 former students rolling me back, and I was like, "What grade did they make in my class?" I was trying to think, but
Right.
anyway, they did great. I had 2 of them in there when my first daughter was born. So.
Sure. Very good. And it's just good to have that local school right there. You can come right out of high school, go right into get it, more education, and go right into the workplace. So it is good to hear that a lot of the employees you saw at Coffee Regional were former employees of like Wiregrass. And I see that in so many facets in all of our industries. From our church, there are members there that are there that they saw that I was at the last graduation, and they say, "Well, you got to come back the next graduation because I'm graduating." I hear others say, I got another year, but you got to be at the graduation." So it's very encouraging to hear that they're seeing that we have a great jewel right there in our community that we can lock into that can really set the course for where you want to be in life. So that's great to hear.
Well, you got a space on our stage at any graduation you want to attend, and I know you got a big church with a lot of parishioners. So tell us a little bit about your ministry.
So the ministry is Greater Destiny National Ministries. I've been pastoring this year. Don't think I'm old because of this, but I've been pastoring now. It'll be 20 years that I've been pastoring at Greater Destiny. We started. My father-in-law was a pastor at first, and he turned it over to me at I was 28 years old. My wife and I. And so we've seen just the hand of God bless the ministry. We've always had a heart there again for people. Everything I do, whether it's from nursing, from real estate to ministry, my through line is I call myself a bridge to better. I feel like that's my God-given purpose. Whatever I can do to get somebody from where they are to where they want to be, that's my assignment. And so ministry gives me that opportunity, hopefully get people from where they are to heaven, to get there's a greater promise for them. And so within that, I believe that we should have the best quality of life, the abundant life on this side that the Bible speaks of. So we pour into our people, we love on our people, and because of that, we've seen the growth in the ministry. So we have people from all walks of life, and our vision is to empower individuals that they may empower others. And so by what we're pouring in them from the scriptures, from the Bible, from our faith, we're seeing marriages healed, we're seeing lives change, and we see people, we're giving people hope. And I'm seeing young people see, you know what, I don't have to go that way. There is another option for me. Scripture speaks of that. And so our faith, as well as I'm an advocate for education, hey, don't not only just read your Bible, but let's apply some of this stuff to our life that we can be better educationally all the way around, because that helps all of us. So we love the people there. They love us. And hey, 20 years. So They told me they're going to keep me around a little longer, so I'm excited about that. But that's Greater Destiny National Ministry.
Well, I had heard of your ministry before you and I met, and I know
Wow.
it's a big deal in Coffee County. How many parishioners do you think you have?
I would say somewhere now we over the 500 mark. So is that when everybody's there? We have probably more people on roll that actually show up all the time, but that's any church or whatever. But
Mhm.
I would say over 500 people. But our reach reaches outside the four walls of the church, and that's something we push. Is that we're not just to be a monument, but we're there to be a movement. How can we better our community? How can we change the face? How can we help those who are in need? And that's what the gospel is all about. So we're yet growing, and we're excited. We purchased land a little while back, about 23 acres of land that we purchased, and we're believing that God is going to allow us to do some other things that's community based. And so, we're just excited. We're seeing growth on every side there.
I am too.
Yeah.
Well, how can we view you? Outside of coming to Great, some of us are loyal to our own little churches, but
Sure.
I know you guys stream it. So is it on
Sure.
Facebook Live? Or?
We're on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. We're on there as well, and looking to really expand that. Actually, I've been meeting with a media team, and y'all are doing a great work here. So I may have to get some contacts when we leave here on how to up things concerning media. We want to be able to get to the houses and to the individuals that really need it. So we're typically streaming on Sundays and on Wednesdays, but I'm really looking at some other options, maybe something of this sort that we can just reach people, just those that may not come, because we found out a lot of the people that we're called to reach may not come through those doors. So we want to make sure we make that gospel portable and that hope portable. And so we're looking at other options to do that. But right now, Wednesdays and Sundays, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one thing you can look back over your 19 years career as a minister and say, that's what I'm most proud of that we did with this church?
If I could say one thing, I guess there again goes back to my heart's desires to give hope in every aspect. And so over those 19 years, we've seen people who in some facet thought they couldn't accomplish certain things. And by the teachings of the gospel and by good community and relationship, giving hope to those individuals. So over those 20 years, now we're seeing those that were babies when they came to the church. Now they're married and they have children, and they're saying, hey, because of what I learned here, I'm raising my family in that way. So we're seeing now generations starting to be birthed out of what we've done 20 years. So that's what brings me joy, to know that, we're making an impact, not just in word, but in deed, and we're seeing lives being transformed.
That's great. What advice would you give to a young person who's looking to change their career?
A young person that's looking to change their career, I would say you just got to step out and you've got to try it. I think so many times as a young person, you don't really know what you want to do, but I say find something that you have an interest in and just leap out there and give it a chance. You may find out there's opportunities there that you never thought would be there. You may find out you have a greater passion for that. But a lot of times I think we contemplate and we procrastinate and we don't actually try. But through Wiregrass, you all are giving people so many opportunities to be successful and to get a career, and you help them and you motivate them. And so I would say, hey, if you got any interest there and you see there may be something you want to do, just give it a try. And there's people here that's going to advise you and put you on the right track. How do I know? Because I'm a testimony of that, as well as my son is a testimony of that. So just jump out there and try it, and you'll find out there's something out there for you.
I think that's good advice, and we love to do that. I don't think people realize what all we'll do for a student. We'll find you a job. We'll put you in an apprenticeship. We'll put you in the right program.
Correct.
We'll help you get placed afterwards if need be.
That's right.
And so we do that for everybody.
For everybody. I know it myself. Before I finished school, there was a job waiting on me, and that was beautiful. So finished school, and I went right into a job. So
where did you begin your career?
I started working in Lakeland, Georgia, at a nursing facility there, a nursing home. So at 19 years old, I went right to work. So it was me and 62 patients, but I was trained and I was ready because Wiregrass, at that time, Ben Hill Irwin Tech prepared me for that. So I went right to work in Lakeland.
Did you prefer working at the nursing home or an assisted care facility, or did you prefer, some people like ER, some people like the other? Did you like it more action in a hospital, or?
Well, there's some aspect of the hospital I really didn't care for. I'm not an ER fan. It's too it's too on the go for me.
Mm-hmm.
The nursing facility, I loved it because you made connections with those families. But I settled in I worked in dialysis for about 10 years in dialysis.
Okay.
So that was more specialized, and I enjoyed that because you saw the same patients several times a week, and you built those relationships with them. So that was probably the pinnacle of my nursing career, was working in dialysis.
Well, you're a busy man, clearly. You're on all these boards. You're such an advocate. What do you like to do outside of serving on boards and being a pastor?
So outside of that, I love traveling. Sometimes my schedule doesn't allow me to do that, but we're trying to make room now more and more to travel. We love traveling. We're foodies. My wife and I, we like to try different restaurants and things of that nature. Dibble and dabble with golf. I am not a golfer. I'm a person that takes clubs and hits balls around from time to time, but I'm not a golfer. But believe it or not, one of my fun facts is I'm a gamer. I like playing video games. As I wind down, I'll play Madden, I'll play NCAA on the PlayStation 5. Those are my times that I kind of wind down. So that's my little thing.
Well, you got that in common with President Clements.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did our first podcast, and it was revealed that she's a big Fortnite fan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's how she relaxes at night. So.
Very good. See, great minds think alike.
Well, Pastor, is there anything else you'd like to share with us today?
Well, I'm definitely appreciative of this opportunity. There again, I am so amazed by what Wiregrass is doing here. You continue to set the bar high. When I went years ago, it was nothing like what I see now, but it shows the leadership, it shows the growth, it shows the ability to pivot. With all the trying times we've had, the school continues to excel. And so I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad to be a part of this work. I think we're all in this thing together. When the school does its part, we do our part in ministry. I do my part in real estate. All of this we put together, we can make our community better. We can make our city better. We can make our nation better. And so I celebrate the job you're doing here. Excited about the opportunities that are before us. And if I could be of any help, not only in this facet, but however I can be a help in what I do, what I'm called to do, I'm willing to do that. So our doors of the church are always open. If you're looking to buy a house or sell a house, I can help you with that. And if you need some type of mentorship or somebody that can serve on boards, I've done that for a while as well. I'm here to help. So just grateful for the opportunities and grateful for the partnership.
We're grateful to have you on our board of directors. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you so much, Mike.